Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Affirm relaxer system, and I'm going to do a review on this because I'm just not getting the true information online. All right, all the reviews that I see on this relaxer system, their experience is completely different to mine. I don't know, maybe because I have fine hair and they don't, but I'm going to give you a very, very honest review. Okay. And with that being said, if it is working for you, forget about what I'm saying, right? But if it's not working for you, let me just say that you're watching the right video. That's what I'm going to say. So let's start with the system and let me show you the whole thing, okay? So that if you do want to use it, you know what you need to look out for and you know what you need to buy and make sure that you have everything. So first it starts off with the Affirm. So Avalon, but we call it a firm relaxer system. So it first starts off with Gentle Assurance Scalp Protector, and it comes in something like this. It used to be purple, but I think now they've changed it to white. I don't know why. I think it looked really nice in purple, but I don't know. Maybe they're going through it financially. So this one is to protect your scalp, and it's really important that when you are starting to use relaxers, or if you have been using relaxer, you need to be protecting your scalp. If you're wondering why your mom used to put Vaseline on your scalp, it's to protect your scalp. But now Affirm, they have one where you don't need to buy Vaseline. So you can use their one. Okay. And I've done a review on this on my TikTok. I've also upload it here on my YouTube channel. So just watch one of my short videos. You'll see it there. Step 2 then is the Protecto. So here it tells you that you need to apply this to hair that's been previously relaxed. And it also tells you to apply it to the new growth, but we're going to have a conversation about this in a few minutes. Okay, yes, this one. So that's step 2. Then the next step is the actual relaxer. Okay, so for those of you who have sensitive scalp, they have the sensitive scalp version, and you get like four little mini tubs of this in a pack. And you also get the activator separately, because obviously any relaxer that's in a box has calcium hydroxide. So those are the sensitive relaxer people. And for those of you who don't have sensitive scalp, or you probably go to your hairdressers, that they probably use this one. Okay, so this one doesn't come in an activator. It's a big tub. Okay, it's a huge tub. So if you have a lot of hair, don't worry, this will cover you. And they have this in fine, mild, or resistant. So for me, I had fine hair, so I got it in mild, but mild wasn't doing what it's supposed to do, so I got it in normal. I'm going to talk more about this in a few minutes. Okay, so just wait. And then you have the 5. So the next step is either the 5-in-1 reconstructor. If you have fine hair or damaged hair, the 5-in-1 reconstructor is your next step. And if you don't have fine hair or you don't have damaged hair, then the positive link conditioner is what you would use next. Okay, so this is really good for people who have medium hair, coarse hair. I don't recommend for fine hair. And then your final step is the neutralizing shampoo. Okay, so please do not use Affirm if you didn't get your hands on the neutralizing shampoo. Make sure you get the neutralizing shampoo. So this is the neutralizing shampoo. They call it normalizing shampoo, and that's pretty much the last step. So the Affirm relaxer system is really different in a sense that the neutralizing shampoo is the final step. Back in the day, the neutralizing shampoo used to be like the second step, but that's how they do it. Now, when I saw this whole system, I loved the fact that everything was available to me. That's the first thing that got my attention with Affirm. I love the fact that they really focus on the safety and making sure that you get professional results using the system, and the fact that everything was within reach. I didn't have to order it from another country to get it. And I think that's a really good thing. But Affirm, Affirm gave me bald patches, guys. So let me take you on a little journey. All right. Last year, you know, in the beginning of last year was when I started going through severe breakage. I also had my endometriosis situation going on, and I went through severe breakage because I was flat ironing my hair every week, even though I was doing it safely, but I didn't realize that my fine hair couldn't handle that. So that kept going on for a long period of time. And at that point, I was text lax, right? And I was text lax using the Phyto Relaxer. And I'd done a review on the Phyto Relaxer. I'll try to leave a link somewhere on the screen for that if you need a review for that. That's a really good relaxer for fine hair, for text lax fine hair. So in the middle of last year, I made up my mind that I really want to go fully relaxed now. I don't want to deal with any kinkiness anymore. I just want my hair bone straight. That's it. That's all I ask for. Okay. So I started doing my research, and everyone in the UK was raving about this Affirm. Affirm was what I was seeing everywhere. Obviously, I saw Mazani here and there. I saw the other one, Nairobi or Nairobia. I don't know how you spell that. I can't remember. Then I came across olive oil as well. That's another one that people kind of raved about. But Affirm really got my attention, and I saw a lot of hairdressers, professional hairdressers online use Affirm, and the way the hair would look after they used it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I want to try it out. And then I saw the whole system, and I fell in love with the fact that they had like a full system available to me. So I bought it. And so I started off with the sensitive scalp version, where you get the 4 little mini tubs, and the activator, right? And then I bought all the other stuff, the reconstructor, everything. I pretty much bought the whole system, as you can see. And I started using it, and I followed everything. I did everything. And when I washed the relaxer off, my hair was not bone straight. It was shiny. It had a kind of lust to it, but it wasn't bone straight. It felt like it was just curly. Like it still had that kink in there, and I had to like flat iron to just get it bone straight. And I thought, is there something wrong? Like, I followed the steps, I did everything I was supposed to do. Why am I not getting that result? So I kind of just left it, and I said, okay, maybe, I don't know, let's just see next time when next I need to touch up again. So, you know, I have like 4C hair, extremely kinky 4C hair. So again, I had to do a touch up a few months later. And then I was looking at hairdressers and looking at how they were doing it, just to make sure that I'm doing it right, because I really want it to be straight and to turn out right. I did it again, and my hair is still not straight, and my hair was looking dry. It just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, which is relax. It's not giving it. So after that, I was starting to get pissed. Like, is this how my hair is going to be? Then I started looking at pictures of when I was fully relaxed in the past, and my hair was bone straight. And those were box relaxers. Like, what's going on? So as I was doing research and doing a lot of research, a lot of hairdressers were saying that you shouldn't use box relaxers because it has calcium hydroxide, and over time it tends to dry, the hair gets darker, stuff like that. That you should be using a relaxer that's got sodium hydroxide. So with a sodium hydroxide, you usually get them like this. And so I said, okay, maybe this is the reason why it's not going bone straight. Let's switch over to the sodium hydroxide, which is why I got this, okay, the big tub. So now I get the big tub, and I have all these expectations that it's going to be bone straight and it's going to be fully relaxed, and I don't have to deal with the texture anymore. Obviously, when you do relax your hair the healthy way, there is going to be like a little bit of texture, but it shouldn't shrink and it shouldn't be like so kinky. So I started using this. And this was the thing that caused bald patches on my head. And then at the same time, the hair was still not bone straight. And so I started doing research. And bear in mind, like, I used this about maybe 2 times until I had a dream where I saw bald patches on my scalp. And I thought, wait, that can't be my hair. Like, is that my head? How can there be a bald patch on my head? Like, I wash my hair every week. I take care of it, da, 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 da. And then one day I just said, you know what? Let me take a picture of the back of my head and see what's going on. And the bald patch was there. I will insert a video of the bald patch areas. So this is the bald patch area. This is what happened when I used the Affirm relaxer. And this is obviously a sign that the relaxer was just way too strong for me and it wasn't working. And you can see that there's a lot of new growth around this bald patch area. So this is what it was looking like. And so at this point, I was just getting frustrated because 1, the hair was not bone straight. 2, now I'm getting bald patches. And bear in mind, like, I'm using Protecto to protect the previous relaxed hair. Like, I'm following the instructions to the T here because relax is a risky process. So I then came across an African auntie. You know these aunties who are so good at hair, but they don't have any social media. Like, they're not on social media. They're not big about social media, but they're always the ones that know what they're doing. And one of the reasons why my hair was not going bone straight with the relaxer was because I wasn't combing the relaxer on my hair. So the reason why this African auntie understood this is because with African hair, because I'm telling you now, I don't care if you decide to argue with me, American people do not have 4C hair, point blank period, okay? Girls who are born in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, we have the 4C kinky hair, okay? So when you relax this type of hair, you have to comb through that relaxer to get it bone straight because it's stubborn and resistant like that. So that was the reason why I couldn't get the hair straight. And to prove that to you, when I tried this relaxer system on my mom who has really, really coarse hair and I combed the relaxer through her hair, the hair went bone straight. So that's how I know that was what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, so I thank God that I came across that woman online. But now the other issue was the bald patches. What is going on with the bald patches? So I then did some research, and I came across a couple of women who did say that this relaxers that have sodium hydroxide in a big, huge tub, they're just too harsh for fine hair, for thin hair, fine hair, that is best for people with coarse hair or medium hair. And I think that was one of the reasons why it really, really worked out when I used it on my mom's hair. But it didn't really work out on mine. And so that was the cause of the bald patches. Now, another problem that I had was that there was a time where I had to do a corrective relaxer as well because the hair was just getting, like, as I'm relaxing the hair is getting kinkier as the weeks are going by. And so, you know, you have to wait like 6 weeks or 8 weeks minimum to do a corrective relaxer. And so when I did do another corrective relaxer and I did comb through it, it still didn't go straight. And what I realized was the Protecto that came with the Affirm system was also a problem. So let me read the instructions about this. This tells you to apply this to hair that's been previously relaxed and also apply it to the entire hair shaft, especially to the new growth. When you apply this Protecto on the new growth, the hair won't go bone straight relaxed. Because think about it, in order for the relaxer to work to its full potential, the hair must not be wet. And this Protecto, the first ingredients is water. So that's why it wasn't going, like, I was following the instructions to the T because I didn't want any problems. And now that I was applying it to new growth and previously, it wasn't going bone straight. Even combing it was just getting it curly, not bone straight. And then the bald patches, I said, you know what? It's time to just ditch Affirm altogether. And when it was time for me to relax my mom's hair, I decided not to use Protecto and see whether it would go bone straight. And when I did use it on my mom's hair without protector, and I did comb through the relaxer, her hair went bone straight and it turned out really nice. So that's how I know that this is also another problem. So for me personally, this whole Affirm system, I just don't recommend it for fine hair. I don't use it anymore. I found a relaxer that works and that got my hair bone straight. Okay. But Affirm just wasn't it. I don't recommend it for fine hair. I just don't know what it is in the system that is just too harsh. And the fact that it gave me, like, you don't understand how painful it is when you commit and invest in taking care of your hair, and just one product will make your hair look like you don't look after it for the past 2 years. It's painful because before the hair even recovers, have you noticed that my hair has even gotten shorter from the last video I did? Because I got a lot more breakage due to this relaxer system. I got a lot more breakage and I had bald patches on my head due to this system. It was just too harsh for me. Now, I know for some people, Affirm is amazing. It works best for them, and that's great. And if it's working for you, keep going. But if you got fine hair or you're thinking about starting the system, you know, I've done my review and I've told you a lot, my opinion. So, you know, it's down to you. But I will say that Affirm has done a good job to make sure that the whole system is available. That's something that I love so much about Affirm. The whole system is available compared to Mizani, where you're struggling to find the neutralizing shampoo. You're struggling to find, like, everything is not accessible in one go here in the UK, but Mizani is. And I think olive oil also is another one that's quite accessible for a lot of people in the UK here. So that's like my review on it. But yeah, I'm just so happy now that I found something that worked, and I am obviously working through the bald patches now and growing it back out. It's painful, but it is what it is. Yeah, Affirm. The stuff is too harsh for fine hair, for thin hair. So that's really my opinion. If you use Affirm and it works great for you and you want to leave a comment on this video, please make sure you mention your hair texture. Okay, if you have coarse hair or medium hair or fine hair, and if some of you has also had the same particular experience, leave a comment so other people can know and other people won't fall a victim of the same thing. So I'll see you all next time. Bye.